Lee and Tanya Barbero here with this Marriage in a Minute message on God's will. With all uncertainty we are living in, we have been finding it hard on our relationship to navigate all the changes. No amount of planning could have prepared us for the challenges of this year. We were working on our plan A before the pandemic began. With all that has been going on through these past 5 months, we've had to shift gears so many times until we finally and graciously accepted Plan G, God's plan. In retrospect, we realize that this should have been our first course of action.
Proverbs 3, verses 5 through 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight." Even though we don't know exactly what God has prepared for us, we can be sure that he has our best interest in mind. Following Plan G, or God's will, means that we can trust him in all things, in good times and in bad, when we have and when we have not, when we are healthy or when we are sick. God doesn't change just because our circumstances do. This is the comfort we need in these unsettling times. Don't wait for God to do something before you trust him. Trust him first and watch him work.
The best thing about God's will is that it's always the best. When we commit ourselves to God's will, this means that we are trusting that He has our best interests in mind at all times. Trusting God for our future, whether the future is next month or 5 years from now, begins with trusting God now. Once we have committed to doing His will, regardless of what it is, God's will guide us every step of the way.
Challenges, changing times, require spouses to stick close together and be one in the Lord. Our prayer is that we all realize that we are not journeying alone, and we can take comfort in the words of Billy Graham that reminds us that the will of God will not take us where the grace of God cannot sustain us.
Until next time,
Love and enjoy.